Alright, with gold, this is the only setup I took today. Um, it looked crazy now that I'm looking back. But it's this leg right here. I took this leg to take these lows right here out. So if I go on replay mode, start new. This is what I see. On the lower time frame, I got it's real indecisive pretty much. But it did leave this little fair value gap. I'm looking at the legs like this, right? So that's pretty much a range. And it ain't really easy to tell. I mean, it's taking liquidity, but it's not taking full liquidity at the time, right? So what I mean by that is like this internal liquidity was grabbed. It grabbed that liquidity, but not this. And then it ran down. But it didn't grab this liquidity. Then it ran up. So it is being weird as hell, low-key. It came back into this fair value gap, ran down, took this liquidity. You got this hour wick that I feel like it wants to grab now, looking back. But I thought that was in place like kind of like a block. And I wanted it to come up to this area right here. Even on a higher time frame. I think this is the 4 hour or maybe the hour. Let me see what I got that marked off as. Okay, that's an hour wick. That's I wanted to get drawn to. But before it does that, I wanted to come to this area right here. So I'm thinking about, I got all these lines marked up because that's different liquidity levels that I'm looking for, right? And with gold, I know it's kind of in a range. It didn't really break out to a sag yet. So when I'm on a lower time frame, I'm just trying to get a quick scalp that I feel like is sufficient. So when it took this little high, internal high, but it didn't run these lows, it came down, then it started pushing up. I'm like, when it came up here and didn't take this liquidity right here, right? It left this intact. I'm like, all right, it's going back down. And it's going to take out these lows. Now, it could have just wicked and kept these intact. Even though in my heart, I felt like it would take it, but I wasn't confident with that as a trade. So do like 50% of that. Like so. Right there. So like these wicks, I'm thinking like 50% of the wicks, right? If I take that like so. And then from that 50%, I actually put my yeah, that about right there, that's my target, honestly. I felt like if it sniped up in here and didn't, hold, I'm in there. So let's go down to the lower time frame where I got in at. I think I got it on the 3 minute I got it on the 1 minute on this. For sure. So on the 1 minute, you see all these little it's like a cluster of highs. That's all liquidity right there. This whole little area right here is all liquidity. So I'm like, yeah, it's gonna grab that jank. And if it grabs that, if it touches in here, I'm in there. So now we're going to just play it real quick. You see how it's building? It's respecting the VWAP right now, but it's not respecting it enough. And then it's making, as far as the bodies, it's making higher lows right there. Soon as it touched and made a somewhat of an engulfing, this candle eyes in there. Short. And then I went back to the 5 minute. Let's move this real quick. Delete that. I lined it up with the 5 minute. So, like so. And I pulled that jank down to the area of interest that I had. And I'm like, even though it's a 1 to 7, I think I wasn't looking at that. I was just, I'm looking at it like I'm going to trail it. I'm going to just follow it down. And that's what I started to do. When it got to about this area, I put my stop at break even, because today, look how it's ranging. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could have easily, after this engulfing was made, continue up easily. So it kind of faked me out a little bit, because I'm like, damn, am I going? You know what I'm saying? Is it going to hit my shit or not? So boom, I'm at break even. Now look at this bitch. Look how close it came. Hold up, I gotta zoom out. Because this shit had me tight, low key. And gold will make you feel like you're wrong when you're right. So it come back up here. It rejects off of this order block. And I'm aiming for the wicks a little bit under it. So it rejects and it's coming up. And again, I'm at break even. So I'm like, all right, what is it going to do? This really pissed me off. Right here, I walked away. I'm like, set and forget. I walked away. So I'm gonna run it. I ain't see none of this, because I'm already irritated at this point when it came back up here and took this internal high. I'm just like, it's respecting the VWAP, sure, but it's irritating to me because I felt like, look how hard it fell, and then it started BSing. So I'm thinking this is going to be like a 15-minute trade, and it's going to run straight to my take profit, and I got a good entry, and I read the market correctly, and it's doing all of this. And this is why sometimes setting and forgetting is the best thing to do. And that's what I did. And you see, it ran my entry. It ran my take profit, and I was out of there. But it took a little minute. It took an hour and some change. Let's see. Yeah, hour 6 minutes. It felt like an hour 30. I swear, I felt like I was in this trade for 2 hours, man. But I wasn't. But that's because I was anticipating it to go straight down. And that's why, once you set a target, you just gotta, if you have a good entry, you're more than likely going to be okay. That's just what it is. And that's why, like, say I didn't get into this, but if I did, excuse me, catch this. It never closed, and after it touched the fair value gap, it came back up here, but it never closed inside of it. But your stop loss can't be that tight. It would be better to keep it up here or a little bit above the body right here, which would still be close because a spread, even futures got a little spread now. So your best bet would be to keep it above the high and let it run. So even this would probably be the best entry. And even this entry, it ran down, made it look like it's about to do something. Psych. You know what I'm saying? Big psych. And if you're watching it, you might say, F it, get out. Or when it came down here, you put it at break even. Now you got sniped out. You know what I'm saying? And gold and liquidity are best friends. That's just a fact. But even right here, I was confident about it because it did come into the fair value gap, but it didn't even touch the 50. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like it was a good trade to try. And I don't mind small losses for the bigger picture. You know, honestly, if I would have lost this trade, there was plenty of other trades I could have got into later on in the day. But yeah, that was that. And then it did end up taking all of this, which is wicks on the higher time frame. Let me go to the 15 real quick. I don't gotta play it out. So it didn't play in these wicks that long. It actually took that bitch. See? Too fast. But it sniped it and then it started pushing up. And my homie called this shit. And it was crazy how that happened. Like, literally, as soon as she said, yeah, it should be bullish now, that shit went pew straight. And this would have been a target, and this would have been another target. And honestly, if you was looking for Baz, after this liquidity grab right here, and you see this engulfing, you could have got in on that engulfing and head along like so. At least to grab that and put your stop loss right here. Boom, smacked it. This would be your ultimate area you want to grab, but I mean, the best thing to do when it's like kind of ranging is to go for the first liquidity. And these little highs is real close to each other. They're not equal, but they're close enough to get yanked. You know what I'm saying? So that was a good play too if you wanted to buy. So buyers and sellers could have been profitable depending on how you were looking at the market today or last night. And I mean, for real, after all that, I was cool. I mean, I don't need to catch every entry. I just need to catch a clean entry. You know, let's go to this is cool. You keep running it. It gave you a pullback into this. It was two, when you got a double gap like that, like two fair value gaps, you could either mark off on both, like bang, like that, or I go for the lower one because I don't feel like it's smart to take the first fair value gap and for a continuation, because I mean, for real, you don't got no money to work with. If you just going for this high right here and you get in off the 50%, I mean, the risk to reward it's not really good money. It's no reason to change your like risky account for that. I'm not saying your whole account, but you know, it's no point to risk it. So it comes back a little further in here. Now this is a better entry if you did want to go for a bass and try to aim for this area. I would actually do that. But honestly, I was looking for it to come up here. So it did give you the first entry, then it started pulling down. And I don't remember what else it did after that. I think it pretty much ranged. Did it take that today? I don't even know. So if you was holding this to this area right here, you'd have got stopped out at break even. Hopefully you move your stop, and end up taking this liquidity again. So if I see this, I'm like, all right, now this is the new play on liquidity right here. You feel me? That's what you looking for. I wanted to take that now. And then you got a order block right here that ain't been touched. That ain't even been touched now. So here go for value gap. You can look for that to play. You don't want it to come back up here, because if it comes back up here, then you're focused on this area again. So you do this just like that. That's what I'd be looking for. Now, does it do that? I don't even know. Mine current price. Okay, so replay. It didn't touch it yet, but it's two. It's 250. Like, it's just bad timing of the day. So there's nothing really to look for. I mean, I do think it's gonna come back into the order block. Will it come back to the take the wick out? I'm not. I don't think so. But I do think it want to entice sellers. So I do think it'll come back into this order block and hold it, and then continue up. That's what I expect to happen. But I mean, fuck, I don't know. But that's how I read gold. Um, that's how I like to play with gold. But I'm a scalper. I'm not really a swinger. Or I mean, I'll intraday sometimes, but if I do intraday trades, it's more likely on Nas. And today, I mean, Nas was okay. I don't feel like I would have seen an ace setup. Um, the draw on liquidity to the high was pretty obvious, but the way it got there, I don't know if I'd have held to that. I mean, okay, 8:30 right here. 8:30 news. I know it took this internal low, right? But it made equal lows down here. So that's also a draw on liquidity. So 9:30, it shoots up. It takes out London, and then this is Asia, but it keeps Asia intact. So when it start pulling back, it's not a full sign that it's going to come all the way down here, because you still got Asia and the high, the overall high, all-time high intact. And it's that close to it, why not touch it? You know what I'm saying? When it could always come back here and start taking out levels later, so um, I feel like that's just intact for a later day, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. But now it's playing around BSing, which is supposed to do, because the session's pretty much over. So if you would have took a chance at one of these fair value gaps, I always told you play the lowest one, because especially if you got three, I just zoom out. Excuse me. No, now you ain't really you got this small one, but I mean, if you count 1, 2, 3 candles, it's like, what is you looking at? So the 5 minute really didn't give you a clear entry. The lower time frame didn't really give you a clear entry. I know the 1 minute didn't. The 1 minute was crazy work. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got this order block. I mean, engulfing candle. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't give you no entry. Even when it pulled back, the only thing you could say is, okay, it didn't close below and it pushed off, and you could have got an entry right here, but the highs are so close. By this point, it's just like, I mean, you could catch a little scalp. And I mean, with Nas, you could still make money with that, Um, I don't see you see this for value gap right here, so you could play the bottom of that. That's 90 points. But even, the points is there, but the entry was just not really clean, to be honest. Like, the only way I'd have took that is if I was hawking Nas, and I kind of felt the sentiment, you know what I'm saying? And then again, you still got the Asian highs up here. So that's a safe play, but it's just not the strongest entry, to put a lot of money on it. And it's still got this area. It could have took this internal low and then pushed up. It's just so many scenarios that could play out. If you do get in something like this, you're not going to put a lot of money on it if you're smart. The risk of reward just wasn't really there. And it's just acting retarded to me. So I didn't get in. I had that play on gold and then last night, and I ain't really get in. Nothing today. And I don't feel like nothing was truly worth it. Um, so that was today for real. I mean, in other news, I got approved for Top Step brokerage, and I asked them what was the best method to do my deposit, and they were saying debit. So I pulled that up, and this is their response to my question. Your best shot is debit card. Wire transfers generally depend on when the bank sends them. It won't take 5 days. That's what it says on the website, and that's what I asked them. But he said debit cards get processed within 15 minutes to 2 hours. So that's all I needed to hear. Apple Pay and debit cards probably similar. I don't know how you would have a problem with Apple Pay, but the fact that he said people are running into problems, uh, just do a debit card that is solid. So I'm excited about that because I love prop firms and everything, but I like trading my own account. And me and Tradeovate ain't been getting along too well, so I've been using Trade Locker with a forex broker. But I like futures. You know what I'm saying? It's regulated. I mean, Top Step. I never had a problem with a Top Step payment, not or even faster. So why not? So I think everybody should sign up for their brokerage. Top Step get a lot of hate on the prop firm side, but that's because they be doing stuff to benefit them more than the trader. But if you could trade, we all gonna eat. So it ain't nothing. All these firms like Lucid, when they first started, the spread was low as hell. Now Lucid, I be looking at it like, am I trading forex? Like, what's going on? Tradeify. I mean, I trade Tradeify and Lucid on TradeC, the rhythmic accounts, and I mean, I don't really got an issue with TradeC. It's alright. It's fair. I mean, everything works, but I don't like how them spreads are. That's kind of irritating, to be honest with you. It'll be right there at my TP and it won't touch it. Or if I close early, it take like $50, $100 off. Like, what is you doing? I don't think it took 100, but it definitely took about 50, 70 for sure. You know what I'm saying? If I close it instead of letting it hit my TP, that's BS for real. I mean, all of them starting to do that. I mean, I ain't had no problems with Alpha. I already went over the new platform, but even, previously, um, when I was on Project X and TradingView through Tradeovate with them, they're sufficient. They pay out on I give them a payout like 24, 36 hours. I think the longest I had to wait was 2 days. And they got the highest payouts right now on props. But even with that, it's just comfortable to trade your own money and trade and withdraw when you want, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm excited about starting with the Top Step brokerage. And yeah, I don't know. That's about it. I don't know what tomorrow gonna bring. But shit, we still bullish. Like news. There ain't no news tomorrow for real. So that's that. I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.